Welcome everyone. Welcome back to our latest episode of Entry Level Moms. If you've been following us, then you'll know that we had a really good episode last time with the Orbit Girls, and we really, really enjoyed it. But today we have a new guest. So I'm Nasra,
I'm Suya.
and today we have Amar.
Hi guys, I'm Amar. Nice to meet you all.
I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself and how you have today ended up on our sofa.
So, midnight feeding scrolls on Instagram, and you get the recommended. So that's how I come to find you guys.
Uh-huh.
And like through friends and stuff, when you're sending each other memes in the middle of the night, you kind of just follow. And then I quite liked what I saw basically, and it was something that I connected with. So I was like, I want to be here.
Oh,
yeah.
How old is your boy, girl, daughter?
A 9 month old. I have a 9-month-old boy.
Oh,
His name is Amar, and I'm Amar. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
And how is motherhood for you? Because you're 10 years younger than me.
Wow.
And it's mad when people say they're 20.
9 years younger than me.
Because I'm like, hold on, am I 10 years older than you? That's crazy.
When you were born, I was
running around.
nearly finished with primary school.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I was 10 when you were
Damn.
born. When you were 10, I was in uni.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But how was it like when you found out you were pregnant and your pregnancy journey? Like, did you have an easy pregnancy or?
I had quite an easy pregnancy, yeah. So my pregnancy was just like a balloon in front of me, and then I was just walking with it. Like nothing changed about me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was like pretty fine. Finding out I was pregnant. Well, we both kind of wanted kids initially, and we got married young. So one of the main reasons we got married is because we both have that like instinct to become parents, and I've like been babysitting since I was 14.
Oh.
And it's definitely not the same. I just want to put that out there. Babysitting and motherhood, two different things.
Yes.
Okay, but so I've always had that side to me, if that makes sense, where I'm like, I want to be a mum. So we both kind of come together and decided we're gonna get married and we're gonna have a baby. I mean, we were in love and stuff, but that was before. And then so like a month into our marriage that I got pregnant.
Oh my God, me too. Give me flashbacks.
Wow.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was February was our wedding, and then March the 13th I found out I was pregnant. So it was like straight away. And
I would have been the shock that I would have.
the thing is, I wasn't doing anything not to
Yeah, me too. Me too.
get pregnant. And then I was like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
Me too.
It's
I
fine.
literally was on the same vibe as that.
Okay.
so I was like, it's all right both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to know the consequences of not, you know. you know the consequences
You know
of
what
not.
you're doing.
But
You gonna learn today. Anyways.
Yeah. So a lot of people weren't happy though, because initially no one wanted us to get married anyway because we were quite young. And so for both sides there was like a pullback from his mum's side, from my mum's side. They were like, you're 20 people are clubbing at this time, what do you mean you want to get married?
yeah.
So
How is that? Like, how do you feel? Because obviously being so young, like, I know, because from my experience, I know people who got married really young, like in their teens and stuff. And then when they're like 45, they're like, I missed out my whole life, like they are resentful.
yeah, so like I don't regret getting married. That's like the main thing. I don't regret my marriage, and
Of course not.
we're both quite happy like with our lives now and stuff. But for example, I have a 16-year-old younger sister and I have 2 younger sisters, and one of them really wants to get married, one of them really doesn't.
Oh, wow.
So they're both on opposite ends of the spectrum, and I'm just like, to my sister who really wants to get married, I'm like to her, wait, even like for me, there's so many problems that come in that first year of marriage.
Of course, yeah.
If you've been married,
Yeah.
And on top of that, to be young and have all those other problems that come with it, I think you're better off waiting just a year or two, because I was 18. I think if I waited till I was 20,
Yeah.
I think we both would have been a bit more like mature about it. And
But
like,
if you find your person,
I think if you find your person, you're good to go, and you can work through whatever.
of course.
But I still say wait,
Mhm.
just because of those other things. That,
Also,
like,
I think you should still do all the fun things that people your age do.
yeah,
still-
like I mean,
even though you've
still
got
go out.
a
I mean,
son
we're
now.
Muslim, so it's not like we
Yeah.
were going clubbing anyway.
That's fair
You know.
enough.
But like we still go out on the weekends,
Yeah.
go do things with people. You know, it doesn't stop you from
Of course not.
doing what you
Yeah.
want. You know.
There's people out here that when they get married, it's like they cut off their friends.
The end of the world.
Yeah.
It
Actually
literally,
happens,
like, it's the
bro.
end of the world as they knew it.
No, like
And now it's a new
as
different
soon
world.
as they settle down,
New
it's
social
like
media.
it's like I'm not gonna hang out with my friends no more.
Yeah.
Type
That's
of
so
vibe. I think that's
sad.
kind of wild.
Yeah,
I think that's really mad, you know.
It's gonna be kind
that
of
would be lonely though.
That would be really
Yeah,
lonely.
because now if you're mad at your husband, where are you gonna go?
Who are you going to?
Where are you gonna go? Now you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
It's crazy though. It's crazy. You can still have a good life when you're married and when you have kids.
Yeah.
You can still have a social life. But yes, so continue. So your pregnancy was pretty calm.
My pregnancy was alright. I had like low iron, and that was like just stuff that everyone has.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
pretty basic pregnancy. And yeah, like everything was healthy. I was really looked after by my main midwife, who like I would go to see, you know, for those checkups that you have.
Yeah.
And she was really sweet. She wasn't there on when I gave birth and stuff, but she was really, really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually born in the same hospital as my son.
That's so
Oh.
cool.
And my mum had all 5 of her kids in that hospital as well as
Wow.
Queen Charlotte's hospital.
That's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
So she had all her kids there, and then I really wanted to have my son there. And I was first in a different hospital because I was living with my in-laws. So then when I got pregnant, I moved out, and then I switched hospitals because, you know, they put it based on your area,
Mhm.
like where you
Mhm.
live and stuff.
How was your labour like?
So my labour was pretty good though. I had my first contraction was like, you didn't really know if it was a contraction though, because when it's your first,
Mm.
you don't know. And I'm just there messaging my cousin. I'm like, is this what it feels like? She's like, no, it's Braxton Hicks. And I gave birth on my due date.
That's so
wow, that's
cool.
banging.
Only 4% I think of women give birth
That's
on
very
their
so
due
small
cool.
date.
Very,
percentage.
very small percentage. Yeah.
So in my head, I was also doubting myself while going through like everything. I'm like, no, this can't be it. This isn't what it feels like. And also I expected it to be more painful at the beginning. So I was like, nah, this isn't it.
It just feels like period cramps.
It just
at the
feels like
beginning,
period
isn't
cramps.
it?
And I
Yeah.
never got period cramps.
No way.
Never,
So
like-
you didn't know what
So
it was.
So I was like,
yeah.
what is this?
Wow.
And then I'm reading Braxton Hicks, and it's like people around this time, they say, and I'm like, no one really gives birth on their due date. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is not it. So I lived for 12 hours at home because
Oh
I
my
was so unsure. I was like, I don't know.
Was
Was
it
it-
getting progressively worse?
Yeah, it
Must
was
have been.
progressively worse. So then by around 5 o'clock in the morning, I knew that it was my, like I was giving birth, and my water didn't break
Yeah.
until 20 minutes before my son was born.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
And it broke naturally. She was going to break my waters, but as I got up for her to like move me around and stuff,
Yeah.
my water just broke. So
Yeah.
Wow.
that whole time, I think she told me the reason your labour was so easy is because your water didn't break, and it's like kind of like a balloon. Imagine like a balloon full of water, and it's kind of like stops the pressure. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So like
Okay.
if your water doesn't break straight away, then you don't feel like the head directly there, basically. So it's like a little bit of a cushioning.
Yeah.
Oh
you.
wow. Yeah.
So a lot of people who have that experience have a little bit easier of a labour and like labour pains. So yeah, so I had my first contraction at like 10 p.m. and then I went to sleep and I woke up around 1. And then from there, it was progressively getting worse, and I'm tapping my husband. I'm like, hey, I think this is it. He's like, no, it's not. Go sleep. Go sleep. It's not. I'm like, hey, no, this is it. And I'm, you can't sleep at the same time. It's like
It hurts.
It hurts too
yeah.
much to sleep, first of all. And then you're like, if I give birth in my sleep, like this is not going to work. So I'm like pacing up and down the room, and our floorboards are like creaking.
Oh
so
my
he's
God.
like, he's got work in the morning, and he's like, he's seen too many movies to know like what labor is like. And he's like, your water hasn't broken, so you're not giving
Yeah.
birth. He expects like when her
The
water
gush,
breaks,
the
will go.
They
I'm
got it
just
so wrong.
Imagine
though,
we
the
waited
movies
until my
and
water
that.
broke to
The
go.
water-
I'm like,
Yeah.
20 minutes before. What do you mean?
That's mad.
So-
You would have gave birth in the Uber
Yeah.
or in the car.
That was horrible. So, at around 6 o'clock in the morning, I call my mum and she's awake. And I'm calling my mum and she's like, "No, I think you're giving birth. I think we're gonna take you to the hospital." So as we're going down the stairs to go, so for my mum to drop me off to the hospital, my husband's going down the stairs and he's going to work and he's like, "Let me know what happens with you."
That's mad.
Wait, he still didn't believe.
He didn't believe it, and my husband only showed up about when I was 10 centimeters. When I was pushing, that was when he walked through the hospital doors.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So he was not there, and imagine he missed it. I would have been so pissed, but
He would have been
keep
so
moving.
pissed.
He would have been pissed. Yeah,
Yeah.
he would have. But see, this is why you need to believe your woman.
No, for real.
You know, we don't chat shit.
Yeah, and the way they portray labour and delivery in the
Yeah.
TV shows and the movies,
not like
it's
that
just
at
it's
all.
bullshit.
Yeah, and even my dad, he was like, I was so quiet in the car on the drive there. He was with my mum, and he was like, she's too quiet. Like, why is she not making any sounds? You know, he's like, so he even left.
Why
like,
weren't you making sounds though?
like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like
Oh,
the
okay.
pain wasn't. It was bearable for me. So I'm just like,
You're
breathing
breathing through it.
breathing
Okay.
exercises.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's mainly the thing that helped me the most was the breathing exercises because it got me through pretty much all of it. Yeah, so
I think that's the difference between being induced and having a natural labour.
yeah,
Like it starting by itself.
it starting by itself helps a lot.
Because the induction is like some people they're in labour for like a week before they realise that they're in
Yeah.
labour. It's just like mild like period pains for a whole week before they give birth. And that in an induction is like every single contraction from the beginning intensified.
It's painful.
It's like 0 to 100.
It's literally 0
And-
to 100.
And it goes straight away. It's not like it's
And it's so bad.
aggressive. Yeah.
Like it's so bad. I was also breathing through it for like from about 2:30 in the afternoon until 11 p.m. No, until midnight. Let's say midnight. I was breathing through it. Like 10 hours of breathing through it. It was okay at the beginning. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, wow, period pains. Because I know I did get period pains before I had my daughter.
Yeah.
So I knew exactly what it would feel like. And it was like, oh, just a little bit worse than a period pain.
Yeah.
So I could breathe through it. But as soon as I got to that hospital, it was bad.
It got worse after they break your water, innit? That's
No,
when
but
it goes
not
from,
only did it got worse before that.
really.
It got worse. The pain got worse. And then it got worse again. And like it's like the jump between it getting worse is not like it was at a 10 and now it's at 13. It was like it was at a 10 and I wanted to go back because now it's at a 20. It was like that. Literally, I wanted to, can we go backwards?
You prefer the 10 now?
I prefer the 10. I was complaining about the
okay.
10,
Yeah.
but this is worse.
Yeah. Each time you're like, there's no way it's gonna get worse,
Literally, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
But like a
gets
lot
worse.
worse, not like a little
I
bit
was like
worse.
10 centimeters dilated. I'm like, can I have that epidural now? I was like,
Mad.
can I have it? Yeah. Is it too late?
I can't
Yeah.
even imagine how it feels to reach 10.
No.
I couldn't reach 10
Oi,
because they took
10.
me in for a C-section.
Oh my god.
10 was not
Wow.
it, so we are.
10
10 was not it.
I couldn't even handle
The
5.
ring of fire.
Did you get that too? It felt like a blowtorch in
Oh
it.
my god. I was reading about it, but not what I thought. No,
Really?
That was crazy.
How did it feel?
It was like horrible. Like it was a horrible. It made the whole goodness of that whole thing just go down. It was, oh no, it killed it for me. Killed it.
How long was the actual labour? Did you have a long labour or was it a quick one?
From 10 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. I don't know how normal that is.
Oh, okay. 10 p.m. until the next day at
The next day
5:30.
at
Quite long.
5:30, yeah.
So that's 12, like 17 hours.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's all right for the
It's okay.
first baby. They say it's like the longest, and then it will get progressively quicker.
It will get much quicker.
Yeah.
there's some people who have like their second or third child, and by the time they're literally like they're on their way to the hospital, they're like, I'm about to push, and they're like, how you just contracted 5 minutes? What? How did we get
Yeah,
here?
they say it progresses really quickly. So I got to the hospital 4 centimeters dilated, and that's when they keep you. Or else if before that they'll send you home.
They'll send you.
So I
home.
think I waited just the right amount of time.
That's good.
But I got to the hospital at 1, and my son was born at 5:30. So the window for that time was quite small as well. Yeah. So I went from 4 centimeters to 10 in 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was, they said you waited enough, I think, at home. So you done enough home labouring.
Wow.
So as soon as I got there, she sent me straight to the labour ward, basically.
Oh wow! In 4 hours.
That's crazy.
You know, our friend had a similar story. She home laboured, and then she went from being 3 centimeters to 10 centimeters in like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Like that's very intense.
I was so high. I'll be so honest. She's like
gas and air, yeah.
She was like, you can stop that now. You know, nothing. You're not contracting anymore. You can stop puffing on it. And I'm just like, no, I need it. I can't. But I had an episiotomy. So
did I.
So it feels like she's tugging. You know, when she's stitching it back up.
Oh my god.
That I think was like. That was the worst.
Guys,
you know,
how's the stitching like? I don't think we really got into that.
Stitching is so bad.
Because why am I more scared about that than pushing out a baby?
No, the baby part it makes it seem okay, but it's just because I had, I think, 3 or 4 stitches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think with the episiotomy you don't have that many anyway. But
did you tear?
No, I didn't tear. She made the
You're
tear
lucky.
basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
How does the stitching like do you feel everything?
You feel tugging. It's like somebody.
They give
you
you
know, like
a
try putting your
injection, innit?
t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's like that, but to your vagina, basically.
They give you you know the small anesthetic injection.
Yeah.
But they can only give you
A
one
little bit.
or like 2 of them
They can't give you that
maximum,
much.
because otherwise it swells up, and then they can't stitch it properly, and then if you move, you're going to toilet and stuff, it will like
Come out, yeah.
come off.
Yeah.
They'll have to redo
That
it.
makes
It's a
sense.
long day. You know the video that we most recently posted about consent and
during labour,
and the way that the lady did not she did not what was the word?
Ask for your permission.
No, she didn't respect my boundary
Yeah.
and gave me the injection anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That same lady is the one who stitched me up.
I would have kicked her.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Kicked her so hard.
She's the same lady who stitched me up, and
She do a good job.
I was cussing the whole time. Like, I was saying to her, I can feel everything that you're doing. Like, the anesthesia is not even there. Like, I can feel everything. And I'm telling her, hurry up. And she's saying to me, I'm in the middle of doing this. You can't rush me. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm literally going to kick you. It was so bad. It's mad because my labour went from traumatic to more traumatic to more traumatic to more
so
traumatic.
basically, the whole time no one listens to you.
Basically, like, is mad.
That's crazy.
It's
I
very
don't know
mad.
how they have the heart
It's
to
very
do
mad.
any of that. Like, imagine like a woman's going through like the most like emotional,
Vulnerable.
You're so vulnerable,
Yeah.
and then you're taking advantage of it.
Yeah. You know what I think it is? I can't lie. I feel like I don't want to obviously paint all midwives with the same brush, but there's like a system there where they just try and hurry women out
Yeah.
to free up some beds. That's how it felt like when I was giving birth,
Same.
because they had me induced. So I had like a balloon in me, and the balloon, I was supposed to wait like up to 24 hours. So I was chilling. I was thinking, okay, whatever. And then I remember being woken up 2:00 in the morning, and they were like, okay, we're going to take you to the labour ward. And I was like, but nothing, like the balloon didn't come out, my water didn't break. And they're like, yeah, but we got free bed, so let's go. And I thought,
You're going by
accommodating
beds.
me, not the other way around.
so you're going by beds instead of waiting for me to just naturally start. Oh, okay.
So what happens when you need this bed? So you're
that's
gonna
when
kick me out?
So that's when I realised, they're just trying to like shoo women out and get the next ones in. That's how I feel, to be honest. And we've seen the comments on our recent reel as well.
Yeah.
It pretty much went semi-viral. I would say it's viral.
It went
Yeah,
viral.
And we had so many comments of people saying how much like their midwives violated them and how they were ignored.
I read a lot of the comments as well. I was really shocked actually.
Yeah.
Because my experience was so different. But to be fair, the woman that was stitching me up, when she was done, you know what she did? She turned around to my husband and said, "Are you happy with that?"
You're lying.
What?
You're lying.
Excuse me?
Wallah. I swear. I looked at him like this. She's stitching me, so I don't want to say anything.
You're
You know you
lying.
can't.
No, please tell me you're lying.
No.
No, I'm not.
I don't want to ask the ethnicity of the midwife, bro. I don't want to ask. I really don't want to ask the ethnicity.
I've read about this. They call it the husband
What?
stitch. They call it the husband stitch. I've heard about that. That's fucked up.
She asked him, "Are you happy with
Yeah.
this?"
Imagine what it looked like anyway. Forget
How's
that.
he even meant to know?
It's
How's he even meant to know? No,
fake, you
actually,
don't
keep going a little bit. What did she expect him to say? No, keep going a little bit, or what?
No, it's an actual thing, you know. I've read an article.
That's
I think it's called the husband stitch.
Excuse
And
me.
it's because statistically there has been many, many, many men during labour who say to the midwives, "Can you stitch her up a little tighter?"
What?
Yeah, for their own
What?
for their own pleasure. Because a lot of men got it in their heads, the stupid dickheads, that when a woman
get
gives
looser.
birth, her vagina is huge and it will stay huge. Doesn't go back to its normal size.
enemies for the rest of our lives.
So these idiots, yeah, tell the midwives when you're stitching her up, tighten her up a bit. It's an actual thing. I've read about it. So that's probably why she asked him. Maybe it's a common thing that men. I swear to God, I would have looked at him like this. I would have said, "Don't you dare even say a word. What's wrong with you?"
so fucked up.
That's messed up. You never heard of that?
I've
The
never
husband
heard of
stitch.
that.
Bruh.
But it's the fact that she looked at your husband and said,
she asked him for his opinion, and I just looked at my husband. I was like, if you say anything, I'm gonna slap
"Did he
you."
say anything?"
No, he knew it was coming for him. No, he kept his mouth quiet, but I felt like you're in a position. You see, when someone is like, I'm relying on that midwife, for example. She's stitching me up, so it's not like I can get rude to her, or you can't say anything.
Yeah, I
back.
cussed
You
that one
can't.
out.
Like like imagine you cuss her out and then she just
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
like, does something wrong.
Yeah,
Do
you're
you know
in
what
a
I mean?
more
You're
vulnerable position.
Scared.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything, to be fair. But other than that, like, that was the midwife.
I would have politely
was
looked at her
okay.
and said, "What did you mean? Why are you asking him?"
Like,
What's
Give
my
me the
vagina
mirror.
got to do with him?
I would have said, "Excuse me, what are you doing?"
That's crazy. I want to know the ethnicity of the midwife now. Enough said. Enough said. Enough said.
her name was
And her name.
doesn't get white.
Yo, that's crazy.
Wow. Do you think she made that assumption because you guys are like Arabs?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Like, my mum
May-
was in
maybe
there.
she
My
made
mum
that
was
assumption.
in there. So my mum was... Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention my mum. I'm so sorry, mum. You were there with me the whole time.
What did your mum think about it?
My mum
'Cause that's
was...
messed up.
Yeah, no, my mum was with me from, like, the moment I got into hospital to the very end. She didn't even want to leave. And my husband, he wanted her to leave because he wanted it to be a private moment. But I wanted my mum by my side.
Yeah.
You know? You're in a position where I didn't really want my husband, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, you want your mother.
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't want to tell her to leave either. So...
Did you get both?
I got both, yeah.
Oh, because
but
it's not COVID. You're lucky.
yeah, so I
You're
got
lucky.
both, but the only thing was my mum wasn't allowed to sleep, like, with us in the overnight stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she was there throughout, like, the whole labour and then when I gave birth and stuff. And then she left, like, an hour or two afterwards. So she has, like, a family to take care of and stuff, so she went back home. But she came the next morning. I had, like, really lovely time back at home as well, because she had, like, cleaned my whole house. She brought my sisters. they'd cooked a few meals.
Yeah.
You know, set up like a little, for us when people come visit you, like after the baby comes, like they have like souvenirs and stuff, something to take.
Oh,
So they'd set all that up and like decorated a small section of like my living room
Yeah.
so
for
cute.
the baby. So that was quite nice to like come home to and stuff.
Sorry, I'm just getting myself
Get
comfy.
comfy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but it was nice.
Do you guys have?
sorry.
Oh God, I'm so
Yeah, go
sorry.
Let me
For
push it
us, in this Somali culture, we have this 40-day thing. Do you guys do
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
thing? Like
we
you stay
do.
with your mum,
Yeah, we had
and then
that
like
as well.
you do a celebration afterwards.
Yeah, so we have the 40-day thing, and then they do a celebration afterwards. They did this celebration for my son in Morocco. They cut like two sheep.
The sheep, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they
And
did
they
that.
feed the poor,
They
innit?
feed the poor. So we don't really have anyone from my side of the family to do that. So they did it in Morocco for them. So that was
You know,
nice.
we usually do that as well.
Mhm.
We do it in Africa. We never really do it here because, like, nobody's really, like,
No one needs
struggling
it,
like
yeah.
that here, innit? Obviously now, yeah, cost of living and that. But
Even then.
in Africa, there's people who legit don't know where their next meal's coming from.
I know.
You know? So when we have kids, we slaughter a whole sheep for them and just get them to distribute the meat. Like, not even cook it, but, like,
yeah, they give it out to families.
distribute the
ration
meat.
it,
Yeah, they ration it to everyone. And it's so beautiful because now
Yeah.
someone who had no idea they were going to get that meat, like, just because someone's born.
Yeah.
I find that so beautiful.
It's like in your child's name and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like they've done something without them even
Imagine
doing
that.
it.
You're born and you got some good deeds.
Yeah.
Beautiful, innit?
I think that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about postpartum. How was that like for you?
No. No.
Not it,
just,
innit?
No. I just hated it. I hated every minute of it. And it was the worst time for me.
And you're still like, he's only 9 months, isn't it, your son?
He's 9 months now, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was the first 3 months for me that really makes me not want to do it again. So that's like the main reason that I'm done having kids.
Oh.
It was an emotional wreck, yeah. Like I didn't go a day without crying. I was so pampered in my first 2 weeks, my first week, that I was like, my mother-in-law came to stay with me for the first week. She was cooking for me, cleaning for me, doing literally everything. And the first day back home, I was in the shopping centre while my son was at home with my mother-in-law, you know, like I was back up and running at full speed, like straight away after my birth. I was like, my mom was like, people are going to give you evil eye if they see you in the street. What do you mean your son is at home? He's like a day old. But we had to go, do the birth certificate and stuff.
Yeah.
So we went to do that. And then I needed to pick up some things for like postpartum care that they like advertise that you don't need.
You don't actually use.
You don't actually use that flipping Perry bottle that's just
That
under the
Perry
sink.
bottle,
Like,
nobody
didn't do
used
nothing.
that. I never used it either.
Didn't do nothing for me. Yeah, so I went to go buy those stuff and so my mom was like, you can't let people see you out there. Like they're gonna say, well, she just gave birth. What's she doing walking around Ealing Broadway? Go home.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was really, really looked after in like my first 2 weeks, and then I feel like I was forgotten about, you know.
Oh.
And because I'm really lucky to live so close to my mum, so like we're opposite, like she's like 2 5-minute walk
Wow.
from me, so that part was like great. But when my mum would leave, like I would fall apart. I'm like, what am I gonna do? You know, when's she coming back? And I'm literally counting out down the hours, you know, holding, like rocking my son. I'm like, when is she coming back? You know, 1 hour till mum's here, 2 hours till mum's here. You know,
Oh.
my mum calls me and she's gonna be a couple minutes late. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And it was just, I felt so alone in my pain because none of my sisters have kids. I've got 2 older sisters, 2 younger sisters. None of them are married. I'm like the only one who's married. And I feel like my mum knew what I was going through, but she went through it like 15 years ago, so she doesn't remember it. So she's like, she's even now when I ask her simple questions like, what do I do for Eamon when he's, you know, teething? She's like, I don't remember what I used to give you. She doesn't remember it, so she's like completely forgotten. But it was just really hard. And I don't know why. You know, it was just like, I think first I thought it was the baby blues. They say it lasts few weeks, and then it didn't go away.
Yeah.
So
Did you try and seek help or talk to anyone?
Like, it was something that I thought was normal.
Oh,
And I was like, maybe this is what everyone goes through, and you know, it's the no sleep that killed, because
that sleep deprivation
hits differently, and
Honestly.
you can't. I don't think you can understand how tired.
You never feel that tired ever.
Can't.
Yeah,
You've
you've
never
never
been
felt.
Like, I used to stay up till 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, but I was watching TV shows. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't caring for a screaming newborn. And everyone used to say, he's so well behaved. You're so lucky to have him. I'm like, so what is it for mums that have like colic babies?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm drowning.
I'm going through it, and my daughter doesn't have colic, and it's like, damn.
And so I'm like, imagine those mums. I'm like, wow.
You know, when I was in hospital for like 2 days after the C-section, and you know when you're in like a room but you share it with like 6 other people, and like everyone is divided by like curtains, so I can hear everything. There was this one woman, bless her, who had a child she just gave birth, and her child was crying. I'm not joking, non-stop for like 10 hours, and it was overnight. And I remember the midwives kept coming in, and they kept trying to take her child, and they ended up walking all the way like down the hallway, up and down. You can still hear the child crying. Nothing can make this child stop. Nothing. And I could hear the mother also having like a breakdown. She was crying alongside the baby. And I don't think she could get up. I think she also had a C-section, so she couldn't like get up and walk.
She couldn't help.
But I was like, oh my God, if that was my child, I would actually lose my mind.
I don't know. Like, what would strongest mums? Colic.
No, colic is not a joke.
And on top of that, it's so sad because you're thinking, like, you're in pain. How do I help you?
Yeah.
You know, you yourself, you don't even know how to help the baby.
Now it's like easier because you recognize like when they're teething.
Yeah.
Kind of like they show signs, or like, you know, when they're like at 9 months old, you kind of know. So it got easier. Now I'm happy now, you know. Me and him, we have like an amazing bond. Like, he's like everything to me, you know. And it's something you can't fathom. You know, if you're not a mum, you don't know what that kind of love is. And I feel like I don't even remember those 3 months. Like, I blocked them out my life because of how bad they were for me emotionally, because, you know, you just love this thing so much that you've just met and you've just been handed to, and you've got to care for it and protect it with your whole life. And you're like, I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do that. And you're reading. It's the reading that gets to me. I'm like, I was just so lost and so, like, lonely.
There's no manual, is there? No. And especially, like, if you also don't have any mum friends and you don't know anyone else who has kids, and
at my age, there isn't anyone else who has kids. You know, like, all my friends, I'm still in contact with like a lot of my friends, and they do come see the baby. We go like take them to the park and stuff, but you know, it's not something that they can relate to. They don't have the same.
They live in a different world.
They do.
They live in a completely different world.
It's not the same.
Wow. Yeah, I remember the first 3 months as well for me. I was still kind of depressed for the first full year. But she started sleeping through the night at like 3 months. And then the sleep regression hit at 6 months. And then it hit again at 9 months. It was every 3 months on the dot. You know that?
Yeah.
Every 3 months on the dot,
Regression.
she would start waking up at night. And I'm just like, bruh. It's like on and off, on and off.
I thought we got over this.
Oh my God.
Through this.
We're going back.
Yeah, I think after she turned 1, she started sleeping through the night properly.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to feel better. I just needed a good
It's the
night's
sleep.
sleep.
You just needed sleep, bro.
I swear to God.
I think we all do, but you never really appreciate the sleep, you know.
You never
Everyone's like,
do.
sleep in your pregnancy, but how's that going to help me when he's here? He's not going to help me.
I swear to God, I promise you, I slept good during my pregnancy. It was COVID. I had the best time. I was at home all day. But like, the baby came, I was still deprived, sleep deprived. So
It's not like you're saving hours.
You can't, yeah. Let me use those hours I saved up during pregnancy right now.
yeah, that would have been so sick.
Can
I
you
swear to
imagine?
God, I would have been
If you had a
completely
sleep
fine.
bank,
Yeah, sleep bank.
that'd be crazy, innit?
That's banging. No, I would have loved that shit.
Don't you think it's mad how, regardless of how old you are, like you had your son when you were 19? I had my daughter when I was 25. So how would you have Jenna?
I was 28.
28.
I think.
Regardless of how old you are when you're having your children, we all go through the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, we're all feeling the same emotions, the same roller coasters, like the same deprivation of sleep, regardless of how old you are. Like, you would think that somebody who was younger would, like, you know, be able to tolerate the lack of sleep better because their body is younger. But no, everyone goes through the same thing.
Yeah, I will never forget, when my brother was born. I was probably about 12 years old. And because the last sibling there's a huge gap. So my mum, she had him, I think, 7 years after my other brother. So it was quite a big gap, right? And my mum was in her 3rd year of uni, so it was quite a shock to everyone. I remember there was one night where he couldn't stop crying, like just crying. And I can hear my mum getting stressed in her room. I remember I was about 12, and I remember me and my brother, we were like this. When I told you, I was like his second mum. He saw me as his second mum, yeah. I walked into my mum's room, and I was like, oh, yeah, do you want me to take him? I'll take him to my room. And my mum was like half asleep, and I took him out of the cot, and I kept him in my room. And we put a mattress on the floor. We both laying on the floor, just playing with him or whatever. Fell asleep, and then when I woke up, he was gone. And I was like, where is he? And then I realised my mum took him. But I think about those moments because obviously I understand now the sleep deprivation. Back then I was just trying to help my mum, but I can just imagine how much that must have meant for her, for me to just come and take my brother. But me, I just wanted to play with him. I was probably bored. I just wanted to play with him. But now I'm deep in it, and I'm just like, if I had a child who came and just took the baby for a bit,
I think I'd cry.
I'd be like, oh. Like,
I would actually cry.
Yeah. But she probably came back like within an hour and took him back. I don't remember.
Any amount of sleep would have been useful to her.
Yeah.
So. Literally.
But I remember my dad was sleeping peacefully. That's what I can remember.
When are they not?
I can remember that. My dad was sleeping, fam. He was sleeping.
Yeah.
He was sleeping peacefully.
Yeah. Peacefully as well.
He didn't even hear the
unbothered. They're so how I don't know.
Do you know what's funny? When I learnt that women have like a something in their ear that allows them to hear the baby's cries.
Remove it. Remove it. Remove it. I don't want it.
It's like more sensitive to higher pitched noises. But men don't have it, apparently.
I believe they have it. They're just ignoring it.
No, I don't think they actually have it. That's why they can
But
sleep
they can have
peacefully.
mine if they don't. I mean,
I think they're airing it. I can't even lie. I think they're airing it. I really think they're airing it.
That's jokes. She said remove it.
My dad's a light sleeper. Are you mad?
That's crazy.
That guy was ignoring it, fam. But yeah, sorry, back on track. Yeah, you're postpartum.
yeah.
So you're saying like after 3 months you felt
After 3 months,
better.
he started to get into that routine where you're like, he knows what he's doing kind of thing.
yeah.
It wasn't exact on point all the time, but it kind of gave me like a few more hours than I was getting. Because those first 3 months, maybe the most sleep I would get was about 30 minutes in a block.
Wow.
And
30 minutes only.
yeah.
Wait, were you breastfeeding? Were you bottle feeding?
So breastfeeding and bottle feeding. So I'm doing both, and we're still doing both.
Okay.
I wasn't too fussed about what I was gonna feed him in my pregnancy, and then when it like came, I was like, I really want to breastfeed him. You know, when he came, I was like, you know, like I really want to breastfeed him, and then I kind of started to get worried that he wasn't sleeping through the night, and I'm like, at this age, he should be sleeping a bit more than half an hour in one go.
Yeah.
So then I did start bottle feeding and giving him formula and stuff, and it helped, but it wasn't that drastic change. So, like, as I read, they said every baby is different.
Yeah.
And some babies don't sleep through the night till they're 1.
Yeah.
Some don't sleep till they're 3.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's crazy.
Imagine that.
I can't
imagine that.
that's
I would lose
in
it.
limbo for
No,
3
no.
years.
Oh
So-
my God, I would lose it.
No, some kids don't sleep until what? 3? No, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
3.
Nah,
I would lose it. I'm so sorry. I would completely
I
lose
think
it.
I'd end up hiring like a night doula because
I would lose it completely. You know, the one thing that, alhamdulillah, yeah, like, I actually had the worst pregnancy and the worst labor, but, or not the worst, I'm sure there are plenty that are way worse, but I felt like, in my experience, it was the worst. But, alhamdulillah, the one thing I did not struggle with is her sleeping. The one thing that I feel like God was like, yo,
had
you've
enough.
been through enough, girl.
that's good.
Here,
man.
let her sleep fully through the
That's
night
good.
from about, was it about 4 months?
No.
She slept fully from about 4 months.
Damn, and she never got a
she-
sleep regression.
Yo, she got the sleep regressions, but it was like 1 day of regression every like
It's like 1
3
day.
months.
Yeah, okay.
It was like 1 day of like, today I'm not sleeping. I don't care. I'm not sleeping today.
You're lucky.
And then it was like, tomorrow I'm done out
I'm
here from
done.
not sleeping yesterday.
The sleep
I'm sleeping.
regressions, yeah. The sleep regressions my daughter had would last 3 months.
Yo, you're joking.
And then it's 3 months of
And then
sleeping.
3
You're
months of
joking.
I swear to God, when I tell you 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 3 months, from 3 months she slept good, 6 to 9, shit, 9 to 12, good.
What about now?
No, alhamdulillah, she's good. She's
No,
good.
alhamdulillah. The sleep.
Sometimes she decides to wake up 4 o'clock, but that's just it's rare. But she always goes back to bed, but she'll ask for a bottle of milk and I just give it to her and then she'll go back to bed.
I'm so grateful for the sleep thing. Like, I remember my daughter's his dad's mum. I remember I said this before on here as well. She had him, and it's because I'll never forget. She had her, from when she was 9 weeks until she was 12 weeks, because it was right when COVID happened, and I was really, really sick.
Yeah.
So, and also I was extremely sleep deprived, so I needed some time. So she looked after her for 3 weeks, and in that 3 weeks, obviously I was seeing her, but I was ill, so I didn't want to infect her. So in that 3 weeks, I don't know what that lady did, yeah. I don't know what she done, but she somehow cut the night feeds. She cut down the night, like waking up at night to give her milk and that.
How do you
She
do
just,
that?
bro, I don't know.
Do you have to give them
Can I
more
have her
before they
number?
sleep?
Do you know? I actually don't know.
Literally.
I don't know what she done, because when I got her back, she was like, "Oh, by the way, she doesn't sleep through the night. She sleeps through the night now, and by the way, she doesn't drink milk at night. So just make sure you feed her properly before she goes to bed." I looked at her and I was like,
What's the secret?
"Yeah."
Where's my baby?
I was like, "Really?"
You know what I had to
I
do?
couldn't believe
guys?
it.
I can't lie. I think, was it 2 months in? I bought a dummy.
Oh, we had that too. We had that too.
I can't lie to you. I am pro dummy. Okay,
I loved the dummy as
weaning
well.
it off
It was a nightmare.
was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It took 2 weeks for her to get used to it.
Yeah.
But when I remember, I still have this snap. I was talking to my phone because I was like, I need to tell the world this. I was like, what's in Dummies? There must be some sort of crack in there, because there were nights where she would just be crying or she would just be awake babbling, and I was just like, I know I need some sleep. Like, I don't think you guys understand. There was one night I almost cried because I was looking up at God. Ya Rabbi. I said, I just want to sleep. I was praying for sleep. It was that bad. But I ended up getting a dummy and I just put it in and she was like, she knocked out like a light and she slept for like 4 hours. I was like,
That's crazy.
I was
innit?
like, why didn't I do this before? Holy shit.
When did you wean her off it?
I weaned her off before she turned 2.
So I weaned Hannah off when she was 14 months.
Yeah.
And when she was 14 months, she had nicknamed the dummy Yaya. The dummy was called Yaya. And she literally would be crying at night. She'd be like, Yaya.
Trust me, it was so hard to wean her
This
off.
is so funny, but it's so sad. She'd just be crying. I can hear her because you're going, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't give it back to you.
Did your mum have a problem with the dummy? Because why was my mom having a go at me?
My mum said that it will make her teeth buck teeth.
Yeah, my mom said
Yeah.
something like that. But I remember she walked into the room, because I used to hand her the baby every morning. She walked into the room and she was like, "What the hell is that in her mouth?" And I was like, "It's a dummy." And then she goes, "So wait, why are you making her suck a dummy?" She was like, "She's gonna get used to it and it's gonna be hard." I was like, "Hoya, I'm getting sleep. I don't please, Hoya, please stop." And I remember one time she was downstairs crying bare, and I heard my mum say, "Where's the dummy?"
She gave up.
And I looked at her. I was like, "Excuse me? Where's the dummy?"
Where's the dummy?
You have the absolute cheek.
Yo, how many dummies did you lose?
Oh my
I'm
god.
not gonna lie.
I lost bed.
I only have the boxes. Tell me why there's just empty boxes. I don't need the box.
Yeah, I think I went through like 4. I went through like 4 dummies, I would say.
You know, I tried to give her certain dummies, and she was like,
Yeah.
there was only one dummy that she would like accept, and it's the brand that begins with a T. Sponsor us. I'm gonna say your name until you sponsor us.
I'm screaming.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the only one she would have. It was the weirdly, oddly shaped one. You know, the one that was like really big, like this. It was round. It's like huge and round, and it's like see-through, so you can see her tongue. Like you see her tongue
ones
on the
look
dummy
weird.
through it. Yeah, it was very weird one. That's the
Yeah.
only one she liked. I think it's because it was the same as her bottle.
Oh yeah.
It was the only
That's
one she
why,
liked. All the other ones. There was one day where I lost the dummy. I think we were at my cousin's house, and I lost the dummy.
That's the worst.
And it was like the end of the world. Like everybody had their hands on their heads, like, where's the dummy? Oh my god, where's the dummy? And then we found a dummy, and I gave it to her, and she was like, what the fuck is this? She looked at us like,
You don't want it.
what? She did this, she went, she spat out like that, like she just flicked it out of her mouth. She was like, wah, yeah, yeah. That yeah, bro, it was mad.
Yeah, it
The
took
dummy.
2 weeks for her to not,
As
that
well,
was
me as
hard.
well. I think for us it took a month, you know. It
Damn.
took 2 weeks so that she could actually sleep, and without it, but she was remembering it for more than a month after. Like every now and then she would look at me, she'd just go, Yaya? And I'd be like, no Yaya, sorry, no Yaya. And she just don't. I have to pretend like I don't know what she's talking about.
Because you see like the kids that are like walking and talking and they've got dummies in their mouth and you're like,
Oh,
you know?
that is the funniest thing ever, you
Yeah,
know.
it's kind of wild.
They're like this, they're walking around like that. And then they just go
like,
yeah, mommy, can I get something? Put it back in. It's the funniest thing ever.
I'll never forget. Yeah,
Mommy, I'm hungry.
I was taking Jenna to school one time, nursery, and you guys are jarring, bro.
I find it so juicy. Like you're 4 years old. Why'd you have a dummy, bro?
You shouldn't have a dummy in your mouth if you know how to talk.
I swear. She's going, Mummy, please, can I get some crisps? Can I have some juice? And then the dummy goes straight back in.
Oh
That's
my God.
nuts. That's
No,
the funniest
I will
thing
never forget-
ever.
I'll never forget, yeah. I was taking Jenna to nursery one time, and there was a kid that looked about 4 or 5 years, walking in with his mum, and he had a dummy in his mouth. And one of the staff members, she was like, "You're not going to come in here with a dummy in your mouth." She was like, "Give the dummy back to your mum. You're a big boy." I was like, holy shit.
Take it out, put it in their pocket.
And that time, I swear to God, Jenna was using the dummy, but it was at home, innit? I never used to bring the dummy to nursery.
You're a big boy.
And I was like, damn, now I know not to bring the dummy like that then.
Mum shame.
I swear to God, the way she shamed the mum.
No.
She was like, he's going to go to school next year. Why has he still got dummy? I was like,
no.
oh
Was
my
she
God.
old?
She's like a tough love.
Okay,
tough love
yeah.
kind of. She's not young.
Because the old ones are the ones that are usually that
She's
savage
got,
or
I think
like-
she's got grandchildren. She's quite old.
That's mad.
Yeah, so...
She said, you're not coming in here with that. That's deep.
Yeah, them ones there, they don't play about when it comes to dummies. I don't know what it is about the older generation, because my mum hated it until she wanted to use it.
Until
She
she
said,
wanted it.
but at first she was like, no, don't do that. And I was like, Hoya, I'm losing, I can't, like, I'm not sleeping. You need to leave me alone, bruv. And I
mum
swear to
was-
God, that dummy was a saviour.
Do you know, I had a second problem with the dummy. It's not really a dummy, innit? But because the dummy was the same shape as the bottle, when it was time to get rid of the bottle, Same problem. We had 2 weeks worth of, can I have some milk? Milk? And I'm like, here's milk in a cup. And she's like, no, that's not my milk. She's looking at me like, that's not my milk. No. And I'm like, the bottle, it flew away. And then you have to start creating a whole storyline for where this bottle went. Yeah. The bottle flew away, and then it fell, and then it broke, and now we don't have it anymore. And she's like, milk?
She's like, I don't care for your story, man.
Did you not just hear what I said?
Yeah, I just got Jenna used to the sippy cups.
Okay.
So like she has bottles where she has to like pull it up and then drink it.
Yeah.
It took a minute though, because she could only drink milk in her, I don't want to say the name, the TT bottle. That's the only way. That's the only way she would recognize milk. Yeah. In any other cup, that's not milk. So it did take a minute.
The Jamie Jippy one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Jippy Choppy, if that one. Jippy Jommy.
Literally.
No, it's Jommy Jippy.
No,
Jommy Jippy.
No, because the first name is an actual name, isn't it?
Jommy.
Yeah.
Jommy Jippy.
The Jommy Jippy one.
The Jommy Jippy.
That one.
Yeah. That's funny. We're going to do that from now on. Sorry. Amar. You said that you are one and done. Are you like legit one and done? Like,
you know you might change your mind, right? Because I used to be in the same boat. How many times have I said I'm not having any more kids? And I had a traumatic birth. How many times have I said, because I'm divorced, I'm not married anymore. Yeah. But how many times have I said that I will never have another child? I've said so many times I'm one and done. And when I'm saying it, I've believed it. Yeah. You know, like it's not like I'm just saying it and not like believing it. I've believed it every time I've said it. And I've been like, I don't want any more kids. I'm so done. Yeah. But 3 3/4 years later, she's nearly 4. My ovaries are singing. Bro, my ovaries are they're going in right now. I swear down.
Are you proper broody now?
Bro, if I weren't Muslim, I'd jump on the first one. I'd tell him to fuck off, just impregnate me.
You're lying.
I swear down.
That's mad.
I like legit, and CMOS is not helping. Don't take any CMOS, guys. I swear down. CMOS is not helping. But I am extremely broody. It's crazy. I want another one so bad now, and not for any other reason other than I miss having a baby.
Yeah, but then spend 2 nights with that baby.
No, but like
I'm done again.
Because the thing is, I know that it's gonna get better because it got better with this one. Do you get what I mean?
I can't lie.
I know that it's gonna be fine after a year or two. It's just a sacrifice, you know.
6 months, 6 months onwards. That's when I like it.
Yeah, but that first 6 months, I'm so willing to do it again. It's so weird.
No,
I wasn't at first as well.
Yeah.
For the first 2.5 years, I was saying never again, ever.
Your partner, didn't he get like paternity leave or anything?
My partner was like in between jobs at the time, so it was like he was there for quite a lot of it, but you know, he really wanted kids, and I thought we were in the same boat. Do you get what I mean? I thought it would be equal. I thought it would be the same. But his mindset is just very traditional.
It has to be an equal playing field. I feel like
you do.
I feel like a lot of couples. Yeah, a lot of couples. What they do is, if the wife chooses to do the night feeds, and the husband sleeps, then he will. If he's off work, then he will do the day shift, and she will sleep. You can have that kind of schedule. I remember I stayed at my mum's for like 3 months, right? Yeah. Hassan luckily was able to take 8 weeks off work.
Wow.
Well, nice. Like very lucky.
That's really good.
So he had the whole of Ramadan off and another 4 weeks. His manager and him are cool, you know, they scratch each other's backs, so they help each other out a bit. But so he was able to come to mum, and I made sure he didn't have a day off. But I made sure that he came to my mum's house first thing in the morning. Yeah. And he left Isha, 10 p.m., 10, 11 p.m. And he will come back again at 9 a.m. Because if you're not going to, because he refused to stay at my mum's. I said, okay, if you don't want to stay at my mum's, I hear that. If you're a bit uncomfortable, a bit shy, because obviously my dad wasn't there. It's just all girls, innit? My sister was there. My mum was there. I said, cool, if you're not comfortable, I want you here first thing in the morning, every single day.
Yeah.
Because you have to be involved. If you took 8 weeks off work, you have to be involved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find? I find that the people who, like you and I, who got pregnant very quickly into the relationship, experience what you're experiencing. And I say that because I also experienced the same thing. The exact same thing. There was a day when and this is not me bashing my ex-husband. We're actually in a really good place right now, but co-parenting wise.
Yeah.
But there was a day, and it's mad. You know, there's those things you just never forget. This is one of those things I'll just never forget.
Yeah.
There was a day when I was like extremely exhausted. When I say extremely, as in like I was fighting back tears to stay awake, like how you said earlier on. And there's nothing I wanted to do more than just sleep. And my daughter was like 1 at the time, I believe. She had just turned 1. And I said to him, when he came back, I said, look, can you just stay with her so that I can nap for a couple of hours? And he was like, okay, cool. Like, very okay with it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't mind, innit? And I was like, but she's also needs a nappy change. And he was like, but I was at the point where I was like, if I was to put my face like this, I would knock out. Like, as in, there's not even going to be me having time to set an alarm.
Heavy-headed.
I was about to knock out any second. I was just waiting to put my face down on the pillow. And he was like, before you go change her nappy. I was like, you change her nappy. I'm going to sleep. Like, I've been changing her nappies all day. Like, just take on the full responsibility, you know? Just do it. Like, he's like, yeah, but if it was a wee, I would do it, but she's done a poo. I'm like, so the poos are Nazra's poos. Nazra is the only person who can change the poos in this whole house.
That's wild. That's
so imagine in that moment, I was so enraged because I was so like exhausted. I was so enraged that, I don't know, maybe my father's genes kicked in. May God have mercy on his soul. My father's genes kicked in and stubborn Nazra came out full force. And I was like, if you're not going to change her nappy, then just go away. I will stay awake with her and I will look after her because I birthed her. I carried her. So I'm going to do everything then. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's literally like, I didn't even get to sleep that day. And that's why I remember that day so much, because I remember how enraged I was. I was so angry that the sleep deprivation just got put on the shelf. The fact that I was about to knock out any second now, I'm now all of a sudden full of adrenaline and angry. And I went in the kitchen and I angry washed the dishes. You know when you angry clean?
Why did you do that?
I angry clean.
You didn't have to be doing all of that.
No, but I was so...
I would have changed her nappy and then went to bed.
No, but
you could still take your nap.
So, do you know what it was, Sylvia? It wasn't, do you know that was the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel's back?
Okay. Yeah.
Because it wasn't even about the nappy. I could have just changed the nappy and gone to bed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about the fucking nappy.
Yeah.
I know.
It was about the fact that, like, I was so exhausted from everything in life, yeah? And you couldn't just do that one fucking thing.
Yeah, you couldn't help me out.
You couldn't just, it's just one
time I
fucking
needed
nappy. Like, you haven't changed a nappy in 6 months.
Yeah.
Why is this one nappy a problem? And then now we're arguing and I'm like, just do it. No, you do it. No, why don't you just do it? Like, I've been doing it.
Sitting there
Do it.
God, yeah.
You know, now we're going back and forth.
Yeah.
And my sleep is like run away now. And now I'm angry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was not even about the nappy. The stubbornness came out because it felt like to reduce it to that one moment is so crazy, but it felt like after everything I've done, you know that thought, like after everything I've done in the last year and 9 months, because I'm including that 9 months of pregnancy, after everything I've done in all that time, you can't even just say, fuck it, I'll change the nappy.
Yeah.
You know, that's what was going through my head.
And how long does it take to change a nappy?
It doesn't take long at all.
2 minutes max.
And you think that I enjoy having shit and piss and vomit on my hands and on my clothes and on my body? Like, I don't enjoy it. Do you get what I mean when I say, like, I could have just changed the nappy?
I would have lost my shit that day.
But that's what happens though. When people have kids really quickly on and they don't have time to be together.
They don't get to know each other as well.
You know, like, because you can date someone for 10 years, yeah, but if you ain't lived with them, you don't know them.
You don't know.
You know? And that's why now I'm very much an advocate of get married and travel the world together, do your thing, like, get to know each other, like, at least a year and a half before you think about having a child, because you avoid stuff like that.
Yeah.
You avoid stuff like the person thinking that, you know, it's okay to never change a single nappy. But they don't...
The trauma for the child.
Yeah, they don't have, like, mercy towards you, you know? They don't have empathy. Do that.
Do you think if you had more support, you would reconsider the whole one and done thing?
Maybe.
Because, you know, people, they say that they're one and done because they had a traumatic birth and pregnancy.
And they had to
But
do it
if
all alone.
you didn't have a traumatic birth and pregnancy, then it's the postpartum, right?
Yeah.
But imagine if it was postpartum and pregnancy and birth.
Yeah.
That was all traumatic. You'd definitely be one and done.
Yeah. It was just so bad in general. The thing is, it wasn't even just about the support. I think it was just that all the physical things that happen with your body that make you emotional. You know, it's not just coming from him, because, you know, in the beginning, actually, he wasn't the way that he was. He was a lot more helpful. I think in the recovery stage, you see when you're in that space where you're just kind of getting back to yourself. He was good for like a good 2 weeks. And I was still really, really down, and I was still really upset. My son has the acid reflux, so I didn't know about that like before pregnancy. I didn't know about that before he threw up on me, you know. And he was throwing up so much milk. It was crazy. Like, I would be soaked, he would be soaked. So it was constant changing him, constant changing myself. I wasn't able to keep a piece of clothing on for more than 2 hours. Constant laundry.
Oh my God, the laundry.
On top of the baby, there's laundry, you know.
The laundry's
and
the worst.
that laundry is so small, gets stuck in your...
Oh my, so many times.
Yeah, no, it was really scary as well when he was throwing up on me to begin with, because I was like, what is wrong with my son? Like, you know, he just throwing up. Like, I don't think you can physically understand
like
the
this,
amount,
innit? The one where it goes
the
like
amount
that.
of vomit there is.
Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
know, because my daughter vomited all the time.
And because it's like, you know, like this, like I watched a video and it's like when
Sorry, acid reflux.
yeah.
I was about to vomit, fam. Sorry.
So when it's like everywhere, it looks like it's a lot more than it actually is.
Oh my God.
But I'm literally full top to bottom. So I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
so now it's calmed down a bit. It gets fully gone at like a year. But
Oh wow.
yeah. At 6 months it gets better, and then slowly he hasn't vomited in like 2 weeks now.
Wow.
So slowly it gets better. But that made it a lot worse. I think one of my one and done reasons, for example, I'm actually afraid of having a colic baby, because a lot of people don't have colic babies their first one, and then they have it their second, and they're like, if the second was my first, I wouldn't have had my second.
Wow.
You know, and I'm like, I have a fear of that, because if I didn't do so well with a baby that slept, was supposedly a good baby. You know, everyone used to tell me,
There's a such thing as a good baby.
It's so good. He sleeps so well. He does this. I'm like, but he isn't to me. Maybe to you, because you're asleep. when I don't know. I'm not ready to think about having another child just because I had one so young anyway. You know, like I was 20, I had him, and I'm like A lot of people are telling me you might as well have another one now, so that you don't have one young and one old. If that makes sense. A lot of people are like, if you're gonna have kids young, have all your kids young. If you're gonna have kids old, have all them old.
Yeah, I hear that.
I get it.
If you have your kids old, you go back in time to have them young. So what kind of a stupid saying is that?
You know what's, it's jarring because I feel like when you have your first baby, you will have people just yapping in your ear about what you should do. Some people will say wait 2 years. 2 years is the perfect gap. And then you'll have someone else say no, 3 years is the perfect gap. And then you have people saying just whack them out one time, 1 year
One
after
the other. Fuck that.
And you're just like, but what if I don't want to have another one?
And I'm just like, but
how about
I'm not
that?
there yet. Like, I'm not there. I'm not ready to have that conversation about having another child.
I think the first 1.5 to 2 years of after you have a child, a lot of people are not ready to have that conversation. Because I wasn't.
Yeah, you're not ready.
But after she turned 3, I still wasn't. Then she turned 3.5, and only now I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, only now I'm like, I want another one. Yeah. The other day, I held a 12-week-old baby, and I was like close to tears. I was like, he smells so nice. My ovaries, like, they were going mad.
I don't like baby smells.
I'm in love with
I didn't
baby
like
smell.
it either.
Bloody
But he always smelled of vomit because he was always throwing up.
that
but
milk,
I didn't.
that milk breath.
No.
Oh my
didn't
god,
like it.
the milk breath used to make me like, I used to be there like this. I'd wait for her to yawn and I'd be like, literally, I lived for that smell.
Oh, I hated
Oh my god,
it.
that smell, man.
That spit up smell when like they spit up a little bit.
All of it
Jenna
smells
used to
good.
spit up every 5 minutes, yeah. And she used to
Everything
just
about her
constantly, I
smelled
just used to
good.
change her bibs.
bibs,
Like
yeah.
every half an hour I'd be changing her bibs. The smell.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
the smell of her bibs.
No,
used
but
to
the
make me
bibs
sick,
smell,
bruv.
but breath didn't.
They all smell the same.
They all
bruv.
smelled. They all
The
smelled.
breath, the bib, they all be stinking, fam. I'm not a
Mad
big
how all
fan.
babies smell like the same. Because I smelt that baby, she smelled like Hannah. Having flashbacks.
They all have that
Yeah,
distinct.
it's that
milk
milk smell.
You know, when I gave birth, funny story. When I gave birth, Hannah came out and they say don't give your baby a shower for like at least like 5 to 7 days or something like that. Just to let their skin settle.
Yeah.
Her top of her head was all crusty.
Yeah.
And then my cousin came along and was like touching it and was like, has your baby got dandruff? I was like, no, she doesn't have fucking dandruff. So she picked something out of her
my
hair
God.
and was like, she's like, what is that? And then like she just was like touching and sniffing her top of her head. And I was like, oh, that's the dried up juices from my vagina. And my cousin was like, she was like, but it is though.
Yeah.
It actually is. That's the funny thing.
is.
She was like, "Ugh, I'm never touching her again." She was like, take your baby back, take your baby back. It was hilarious.
Do you know what used to freak me out? The umbilical cord. Used to freak me out.
When
'Cause
it fell out, I
one
was
day
like,
you
oh
open
shit.
a nappy and the umbilical cord
Yeah,
is there
just
and you're
in
like,
there.
oh my god, my baby's like dying or some shit. Like
Or when it would turn
they lost a
black.
limb.
Oh my god, when it turned black, it was so
Yeah.
creepy.
It was a bit weird.
Ugh.
It gave me the heebie-jeebies. I was
It
glad
did.
to see that go.
I didn't
on.
keep it. I
was
dashed it
like,
straight away.
I dashed
Some
that
people
shit
keep
home,
it. I
bruv.
didn't keep that shit.
What would you keep it?
Some people keep it.
Why?
Like as like, oh, my baby's umbilical cord as a memory.
Doesn't it, like
That's
just
disgusting.
wither away anyway.
It does. It
like,
becomes a little shriveled up, little like look like a raisin.
Why would I want that? Imagine he like finds it on
Ew. Oh my god.
Hey, wait till he starts doing that, going on the floor and picking everything up.
He's doing it.
Minute little things, and then he just puts them in his mouth. Hannah used to do that. Oh my god. All kids do that. Isn't
Jenna,
it?
He's like-
Jenna started picking her nose.
He's
and
like
eating it.
crawling now and like lifting himself up onto like the like cushions and stuff, and I'm like, you're gonna fall, you're gonna kill. Are you suicidal? Like just you know,
Yeah.
everything is like a danger to them.
It's so dangerous.
And
Yeah.
it's like no matter how much you baby proof, they're gonna find something
There's always
stupid to
something.
do.
Do you know what though? You
And
gotta
it's
let
like,
him.
and it's like, you know what? You're gonna learn.
Yeah, you're gonna learn. You gotta let him learn. You gotta let
know
him
what?
learn.
Let's see what my mom was saying now. You're gonna learn the hard way. But then like you look at his bruise on his face and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have let you do that.
Did I tell you about the time Hannah walked into a door? Well, she ran into a door. She was running like this.
Oh, Jenna.
Someone
does
was
that
chasing her.
too.
She was running like this, yeah.
Oh.
And then when she was running down the like hallway of my mum's house, she just turned like that, and then the corner of the door just went doof right here, and then it like within like seconds she was like wah! And then like it had like swelled up. It was like fully cut. Like there was a cut. She didn't get any stitches, but she still has a scar there till today. She got a little scar on her forehead because she was running like this.
Oh,
who told you to run like that? Face forward and run.
Oh my God, that stresses
Why are you
me
running like
out.
this? Who runs
She
like
does
this?
that. And she always turns her head just before the wall. And I'm just like, look
Careful.
forward, look where you're
You
going.
want to bubble wrap them. You actually want to bubble wrap them. And I've thought about it so many times. I'm like, you know what? You just, and it was like, it will be the worst time. Or it will be like an hour before my mother-in-law comes over.
Oh my God, why?
Why?
They
Like,
hurt
you
themselves
know,
right
it'll
before
be
company
fine.
comes
Right
over.
before somebody comes over.
Oh my God.
And they just got like a... And I'm like,
Now you're making me look like a bad parent.
Yeah.
You know them ones. Do you know? Have you ever had like? Okay, well, I hope you don't experience this, but when you take them to the hospital and they was done out here dying 5 minutes ago, and you're in the hospital going, "Hi, hi."
Wait. Can we talk about this? Because
Happy and normal and fine, no temperature, no fever, nothing.
Can we talk about this? Because in Jenna's first year, I went to the A&E 7 times.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I've been 7 times as well.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I was just very like, okay, she's sick. Let's go to hospital.
Yeah.
But to be fair, she got sick so many times. It was pretty bad. But anyways, when she's at home, fever is sky high. Her breathing is different. At first, I thought she had what was that illness that was like killing
RSV.
babies? It wasn't killing
Measles.
RSV.
babies. No, what RV?
RSV.
Some shit like that.
RSV, yeah.
RSV.
Yeah.
Like
Bronchitis.
bronchitis or some
That
shit.
one.
Yeah.
I googled it. She had all the symptoms. I'm like,
She had all the symptoms.
she's dying. Yeah, I was like, she's literally gonna die. So me and Hassan, we went to the A&E. When I tell you, this girl was like on the bed, like lethargic.
Oh my God.
Like she was literally,
Yeah.
and her belly was going in.
Contraction,
And I'm like,
yeah.
her lungs have collapsed. Like, I'm just like, she's finished. Anyways, we get to the hospital, guys.
She thinks we're going somewhere
She's
fun.
running up and down, playing. And I was like, where's the fever? I'm touching her head. There's no fever. All of a sudden, she's breathing better. She hasn't coughed in 20 minutes. What's going on? And I swear to God, I was so frustrated because this was like midnight, bro. I was just like...
Bring her here to play.
I looked at Hassan. I said, we were too quick. We were too quick. We should have stayed at home.
No, but if you weren't too quick, that could have been life changing.
But then again,
you know,
I hear that. And then
Yeah.
what frustrated me even more is I go and see the doctor and she's like, oh, you look well. And I'm like,
you
I
look well, you
promise
look
you.
fucking well.
But do you know what I do though, guys? I always record. I said, this is how she looked 20 minutes ago.
Would we be here if she was well?
This is how she looked 20 minutes ago, my friend.
Yeah.
She wasn't running up and down the house. But that's just, going to the hospital is the worst. I've been to the hospital 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning,
So have I.
sitting there in that waiting room. Like,
At least you can drive. I have to sit there and wait for an Uber.
Yeah, sorry, fam. I swear, I need to teach you how to drive. Honestly. You want to charge me?
Yes, please. No, you actually need to teach me how to drive. But
I
I don't
need
want.
to
I don't
teach
want to
you.
drive your car because if I mash up your car, it's going to be big problems.
Yeah, we need to find
We
out.
can't. I can't mash up Suria's nice car. Like, absolutely not. Whoa. Put it on the floor.
Maybe if she breaks your phone, you can.
The phone. Her car is worth like 45 of those phones.
Nah, honestly, I don't think you can drive my car.
No, I don't want to drive your
We'll
car.
find a different car.
I would feel scared to drive your car.
Yeah, and it's
If it was
also-
my car and it was
my car is
yeah,
probably
I
the worst car for you to practice in because my car has a double engine, so it's faster.
Oh shit.
I know you're gonna hit that gas, and we're gonna go flying. We ain't got time for that.
That's a long day. I can drive though.
Can you?
Yeah, I drove in America. My head taught me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can drive technically, but just
It's not
I would let you drive in an
Just
empty,
not
like, in an
legally.
empty space. In an
not
empty
safely.
space.
not legally.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to get in the car with your child?
Yeah,
You
I
behind
reckon
the
I
wheel?
could. Yeah, I
Do
think
you
I'd be
think you'd
fine.
be safe?
I could be safe. Yeah,
She's fine.
Yeah, by myself probably not. That one's probably a liability. I would be safe because of her, but your car and me, bad combination. Very bad combination because I like adrenaline.
Me, I can't. Like, when she's in the car,
Bad
I'm very
combination.
responsible. I'm going at 20 miles per hour. When she's not in the car, I know where all the speed cameras are located, so sometimes I'll hit 40.
Doing the maths.
Yeah. So, anyways, no, honestly, get a license. It makes life so much easier.
I want to know,
when you have a child.
now that you've sat here with us, and obviously we're having a mum chat. How are you feeling?
It's been a while since I've like gotten this much off my chest. You know, you never like sit down and have these conversations.
Yeah.
Or for this long anyway.
Yeah.
If you do, it's like, yeah, motherhood's hard. Because I have like a cousin she's 25 as well, but she's got 3 kids.
Wow. Mashallah.
She's pregnant with her 3rd, and she's had 2 girls back to back. So
Wow.
she's my age. She's similar to my age, but we don't sit down like this. You know, we talk, and she's really supportive, really helpful. But it's not like this, you know, and it's just been nice. So, yeah, thank you.
I'm glad. Thank you for coming. Honestly,
I think
thank
you should
for
talk
reaching
to her
out.
more, though.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
I think it's important for you to have someone to,
Very important.
especially another mother. I think, because I don't think I could vent to someone who hasn't had kids.
Yeah. Then you just look like you hate your kid.
You just look like
Yeah.
you look like
Yeah.
terrible
Fuck
mum.
these kids. Then you literally just look like you hate your kids. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit. They just don't get it. I want you to also vent to me about your
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
You know.
And you can't vent to social media because the first thing they're going to say is,
Like,
well, you're the one who
well,
chose
you're
to
the
have
one
these
who wanted
kids. So is your kid, you know?
Yeah. It's just even your cousin, for example, if she's the only person that you know that has like babies right now,
Yeah.
I really suggest like maybe she needs someone to talk to as well. You just never know.
Maybe we should start a mum community.
Yeah, I think we should. Man.
Maybe we should start like something.
Like a little
something.
event or something.
Yeah, where mums can come and meet other mums
Yeah.
and make friends, you know?
Yeah, I think we should definitely do that.
Because, you know, I feel like the type of mums that come on our platform,
Yeah.
especially on Entry Level Mums, I feel like it's not the same type of audience that other mum channels get. I feel like because we're so, like, just, we don't give a fuck. I feel like we get all the mums that are
Also.
way more open-minded, way more like chilled, way more like, you know, like fun, and we get all the mums that are very open, just like us.
Yeah.
And I think there's a big gap in the market for mums that need to make friends with each other. Because there's you know, like there's so many platforms. There's a couple of platforms. One of them sounds, I'm gonna call it Cashew, because there's another name of that one.
Which one? Oh yeah.
I was waiting for you to catch that one. I thought, let me give her a couple of seconds.
Yes.
We're gonna call it the Cashew.
It
that
took
one.
a minute to land. I got it.
Like on there, I know so many mums who have been on there who are like, oh, I was looking for a mum friend, and I met up with a few and they were just weird. Or like I met up with a few and I was the weird one.
Yeah.
Or like I met up with a few and it just was giving, you know, like, oh, my child does this. What does your child do? You know, like that kind of like
comparison.
There's no like real community. I feel like we should start a real community with that.
Do you know my type of mum friend is the one that will call her kid a terrorist? That's my kind of mum friend.
Do you know one time,
Not the ones that say, you know,
My kid's an angel.
my
little darling.
She's been sleeping through the night since day 2. No, fuck off, man.
My little princess, you know those. Come on there, darling.
Yeah.
No, one time I was with my mum. And my mum was like, I was so angry. I don't remember why I was angry. I was fuming. And my mum was like, what's the matter with you? She's your daughter. And I was like, she's a dickhead. And my mum was like, what? She was like, how can you call your child a dickhead? I was like, she's a dickhead. Those are my type of mum friends.
You know when, like, for example, my mum will cuss me out, and then I'll say the exact same thing to my son, and then she'll be like, no, but you can't, he's little, you can't. And I'm just like, but you do it to me.
Yeah. My mum has the cheek as well, man. You know, if I don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
If I just sigh, if I just go,
Gemma, no way.
if I just go, or if Jenna goes, mummy, 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 and I'm like, yes, Jenna, but I seem annoyed. My mum's looking at me like this.
What?
It's Digi. Like, calm down, relax. Why are you talking to her like that? And I'm looking at my mum and I'm like, so you've never been stressed?
Do you know yourself? Do you know who you are?
So you've never been stressed about your kids ever in your life?
So you've never been stressed?
I swear to God, like I always say to my mum, you've had 4 kids. This is my first one, and I've seen you lose your shit over the littlest thing. I was like, mum, please.
No, but do you know what it is?
I can be frustrated. Let me be frustrated.
No, but Sui, she's not coming from that place. She's coming from, you're talking to my grandchild.
I know.
That's the place she's coming from.
Is not
You're talking to my grandchild.
But you know,
like,
I'm the mum
to my grandchild like that.
Low-key, like I'm the mum.
Yeah, my mum
Like-
does the same thing. My mum would be like, why are you being so rude to her? And I'm like, why is she being so rude to me?
Yeah.
My mum's like, oh, so you're 3 years old as well? And I'm like, well, if we want to play this game.
Well, I wish I was. Let's go. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you know the other day I had a breakthrough moment with my mum? I was like to her, she always, okay, so every time I'm about to leave and go out or go to work or go anywhere, she's by my heels and she's like, can I come? Can I come to work with you? Can I go here? Can I go there with you? Please, can I come, please? And I'm like, Mama, you can't come to work with me. You can't. I have to go to work by myself. But I can come with you, then you won't be by yourself. And I'm like, no, you can't come with me. You have to stay here with grandma. But I don't want to stay with grandma. Okay, maybe grandma can take you to the park. And she'll look at her grandma and be like, but I want to go to work. And I'm like, okay, no, you can't come to work. As soon as, then I get frustrated. I've been doing the nicey, no, I have to go by myself. And, oh, me, I have to go by myself. No, mommy, sorry. And then now she's like, I'm coming with you to work. And I'm like, no, you're not. And then she's like, wah! My mom's like, you're so rude. Why'd you always upset her right before you go out? And I'm like, I don't upset her right before I go work. I have a patience level. And when she tests the patience level, I can't go back. So the other day she watched her. I swear, when I was going to the wedding with Hannah, she watched my daughter be at my heels and be nagging me. Mommy, 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 mommy. And she watched me go, yes, 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 yes. Literally lose my shit. And then she was like, I understand what you mean now. I get it. But we're always the ones that get blamed. I get blamed.
Yeah.
I'm always the one that gets blamed.
If my mum hears Jenna cry,
what did you do to her?
What did you
do? You hear that? Oh,
touch my granddaughter.
What did you do to her?
Sometimes I'm like, no, she literally just fell down. Or relax, like she did it to herself. Yeah. But as soon as she hears the baby cry, it's like, Suya, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't do nothing.
What did you do? That's the maddest question,
And then she'll, because
God.
like my son is still small, so she'll be like, did mommy upset you? Did mommy do this?
Yeah.
Mommy didn't put socks on you. Are you cold?
Yeah. You know when they shade you through the baby? Yeah. They shade you through the baby, man.
My mum used to go, she'd be like, oh, if only your mummy would do this, And I'm looking at, you can just tell me to fucking do that, right?
Yeah.
You can just say, Nazra, can you do this for the baby? And I'll be like, all right, cool. If only your mummy would put a jumper on you.
What? Oh my God, I'm getting flashbacks.
Is it just every mum that does this?
No.
I'm getting
Because I thought it was a Somali mum thing. Is it just everyone?
I really hope I don't do this for my child, my daughter.
know.
Like I don't want to be
It's
that
bad.
person. I don't want to be that mum.
What?
fam. I remember my the newborn stage. I was, when I say depression was just craziest. I never used to leave the house, and I never used to open the curtains in my room, so it would always be closed just to keep it dark and cozy. And my mom used to be like, "Yo, Suya, like." What did she say? She used to take Jenna and she used to be like, let's go downstairs where there's
light.
Leave the vampire in her room.
where there's natural light. I'm like, Hoya, please. I'm like, Hoya, you're taking the piss, please. I'm not gonna kill her. Relax. Let's go downstairs. Your mom's just gonna isolate you from the world. Let's go downstairs. I said, take her, please. I don't mind.
Where there's natural light.
Yeah. Wallahi, my mum used to say, open the curtains, this girl is going to get used to the darkness. I swear.
Yeah. Your mum is...
I was that depressed.
Why did she need to have the monologue? Let's go downstairs.
Yeah.
You could have just kept it in your own head.
No, my mum narrates a lot.
Yeah.
My mum narrates a lot. And she will say it loudly so you can hear.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you know what she's doing now? My mum's got a new level. She's reached a new level. She's like, Hannah, go and tell your mum. Hannah will come to me and be like, Mummy, Grandma said.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so funny.
I do that to her dad though.
Oh, it's so funny.
I'll be upstairs and I'm like, go downstairs to daddy now. Like when I want her to leave me alone, go to daddy. Go ask daddy for a snack. Go do this. It's just the funniest. And I can hear Hassan downstairs saying, go to mommy.
The kids.
Oh, it's so
No,
funny.
you're not playing tennis with your kids.
It's so funny. And I'm like, my G, you're gonna watch her, fam.
That's so jokes that we are.
It's so funny, wallahi.
I really thought the mum shading was a Somali mum thing.
She does it.
It's a every mum
I think
thing.
it's an every mum thing. to be
That's
fair.
crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been watching a creepy show called Dear Child. Very
Is it good?
creepy show.
I've seen it on Netflix.
So good, but so creepy, bro. It's about a little deranged child. Is mad.
No way.
She's raised in like isolation. The dad kidnapped the mum. Trigger warning.
Oh.
The dad kidnapped the mum, and basically the mum was pregnant when he kidnapped her,
Oh shit.
and he didn't know that she was pregnant. He literally just like abducted her in the middle of the street. And then the daughter was raised by the mum and the dad until the mum died. I think she died postpartum. Trigger warning. She died after having a baby. And then the dad raised the little girl to be a psychopath. It's mad.
Oh shit.
Like, she's actually, you know, that when that's all you know. And the dad was so nice to her. So she's literally like, that's my papa. I want to go back to how things were. And the little kid's just doing weird shit. Like, it's mad. It's so good. It's so good. Watch it.
Crazy.
It is so good. I'm not finished yet, though.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that. I always thought it was. I didn't know it was like a show. I thought it was like a documentary.
No, it's a show. It's just a fiction show, you know? I'm going to finish watching it, and then I'm going to watch Motherland.
Yeah, Motherland is jokes. You're gonna.
Is it
love
a sitcom?
Is it a series?
It's a series, but it's just British and it's got that humour and it's just about this mum who's got. I think she's got 4 kids, and she's completely having a mental breakdown. And then she goes and meets other mums who are those bougie mums that stick their nose up. And
There's quite a lot
it's
of
just
those on
proper
Netflix.
real. It's
There's
a
one,
real
like,
show.
Working Mums.
Oh, yeah.
That one, I think it's American or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of that one.
And then that one was quite good. I've seen it, and then I can't remember the other one. It's gone from my mind now. But there's quite a few of them.
There's
on
that
Netflix
mum
now.
one with the guy. He's like, get in the car, Elizabeth.
Good Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
a mum
one.
one.
Yeah, that one's good.
Why did I stop watching that?
I don't know.
Now I
I
forgot
think
where
there was
I
a
was. So I have
point
to
where
start again.
not someone left that I didn't like, or just the storyline changed, and I stopped watching it. I think.
Yeah,
It's
I
got
think that's
bored-
what
I think
happened
got
to me as
repetitive
well.
or
Something
Yeah.
put me
I don't know,
off.
but as long as that guy's in it, I'll watch it.
They started showing him
Rio.
less. I think that's
Rio.
why.
Oh, did they start showing him less? That's
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
As long as Rio is in it, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I said, get in the car, Elizabeth.
Get in the car, Elizabeth.
You know, like that sound on TikTok.
Yeah.
Sit down. I'm sat. I would have been like, I'm in the car. But you're doing amazing, though.
Are you also like?
You're doing amazing.
You're also like obviously maintaining the house. You're doing
Yeah,
the cooking and everything as well.
Everything, like, I do everything at home, and then I'm going back to uni this year.
Mashallah.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
I started first year, left halfway through first year, so I didn't finish it.
Okay.
So I'm going to basically start over.
What do you study?
I've applied through clearing, so Brunel or Royal Holloway, so back to my old uni,
Yeah.
or to a different one, which is
Yeah.
Brunel would be closer to me because it's in Hayes. So it would be closer to me, easier to get there. But I had a program set up with Royal Holloway where they knew I was having a baby, so they said I could only come in on Fridays.
Oh, wow.
So I could be at home for the
Oh,
other
wow.
days. So I'm not sure. If they give me the same option, then I'll go there. But
What would you be studying?
criminology and sociology.
Sick.
Yeah, nice.
That's amazing.
So
You got your whole life ahead of you.
Oh,
I do,
yeah,
and
you do.
my mum is really
Honestly.
supportive, and she's gonna be the one watching him when I'm there. Even now, shout out to my mum, cause yeah,
Shout out to her.
wouldn't be here
honestly.
without her.
Shout out to
What are
your
you gonna
mum.
do without your mom, man?
You actually can't do nothing,
Shout
and
out
you
to
don't
your mum.
appreciate it until you become one.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Mine helps me out with a lot of stuff as
Yeah.
well. Like, it's crazy. If she didn't help me out with all of that, I don't know where I would get the money to pay for childcare. Do you know how expensive childcare is? Childcare is
No one
extortionate.
can afford it. No
Bruv,
one.
you don't know how many
It's
times.
crazy.
You don't know how many times I told my mum, why can't you be that grandma that just sits at home? Why do you have to work?
But you have to have a life.
Why do you have to work? You need to be sitting at home and acting like a grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. My mum was like, no, I'm a busy grandma.
Yeah, but
I'll have it on the weekends.
But your mum will probably provide the funds for the childcare.
Yeah,
So you're chilling. There's got to be at least one of the two, you know?
I hear that, but sometimes, like, even on the weekends, my mum's just on her laptop, and I'm like, no, I'm bringing Jenna over. I got plans. I got motives. But yeah, it's crazy, man. What are we gonna do without our mums, bro? For real.
Also, if you ever want to come out of us, we've got a little mum club.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to come
Aw.
do play dates with us.
Yeah.
I will. I'll bring him.
Bring him.
He's small though, still, but he'll when he's a bit older.
Do you know what? There's
Couple months.
there's
We have
a
a
new
new
member of our mum club that has a 9-month-old as
She's got
well.
9 month. Yeah, she's got 9-month-year-old.
She's got a 9-month-old boy as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay then.
Yeah.
If you ever feel like you need some time out, even if it's by yourself,
Mm.
you can message us. You know,
Yeah, you can. Definitely give us a shout.
honestly, give us a shout.
We love this little community that we're building.
I know.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so
It's-
beautiful.
It's nice.
When we were in the trenches, there was nobody there.
Literally.
And now we're facilitating less trenches. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
There's going to be less trenches now because there's going to be people there, you know?
Yeah. I think they'll appreciate it as well. What you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
But you're happy for me to like post on
Yeah, yeah,
Instagram?
yeah.
Do you want us to
Everything's
tag
okay.
you?
You can if you want to, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You have my socials, so
Okay.
Cool.
everything's cool.
Thank you.
All permission granted.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Do you have any last words?
Um,
Actually, let me just have a little rant real quick.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
It's been a very stressful week because of this one Instagram reel that we posted 4 days ago. In 4 days, we got what, over 20,000 likes, over 500 comments.
Like 400,000 views.
Yes,
Bruh.
95%, 98% are people who are relating to it, sharing their experiences,
normal.
and understanding. Like they've used their two brain cells. They've used their brain cells to understand what consent means.
The two brain cells connected.
Yeah. But then you have the other 2%, stupid
What's
idiots who completely missed the whole point. We're not saying that injection to get the placenta out is bad.
Sin to sin on.
We are
I
saying
think I said that wrong.
that if you are not high risk and you're completely fine and you say no to the injection, they should have listened. That's it. We just talk about consent. I'm not thinking about you and the fact that you had a traumatic birth and the fact that you ended up getting an infection and you ended up getting sepsis and they had to give you the injection.
Ain't nobody checking for you.
That's your experience, sis. Like, I don't think you guys understand. I will skip through all the positive comments. I'll see
Until
one
find
negative and it will ruin my day. I'm holding back from cussing people's mums. Guys, please don't make me do that. Please don't make me do that.
I had to put my HR hat on
Oh.
to insult you in nice speak.
No, but you made the mic drop so many times.
Bro,
The way you were coming for people, I was laughing, man. But
I had time that day. You know them ones? It was one of those days where I had time that day. The thing is, the thing that I don't get is, I really just don't understand how it's so hard for people to understand consent. Like, I feel like we have this real, is the word indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's me and my big words. You lot think that healthcare professionals and medical staff and doctors, like, their word is like one of the 10 commandments or something?
Yeah.
Like, they can never be wrong. Like, they can never, ruin somebody's life or do something that's, off key.
Yeah.
Like, do you lot actually live and breathe NHS? Really? If you do, that's your business. But what I'm saying is, don't come on our platform and start giving us your, your feelings of patriarchal feelings towards the NHS, right? And start acting like we're bashing them or something, because I'm not. I was just speaking about my own personal experience.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that drug. I didn't want it. The reason I didn't want it, if you would have known and done your research before running your dusty, stinking mouths, if you would have done your research, you would have understood that the reason why I didn't want that to happen is because I wanted to delay the cord clamping. I didn't want her to miss out on all the blood that was in the placenta. It would have shrunk anyway, and it would have been pushed out. My body would have released it. We have lived as humans on this planet for thousands and thousands and hundreds and thousands of years, From cavemen, they were giving birth. From Adam and Eve, okay? Did they have that injection then? Huh? Did they have the NHS then? No, they didn't. Women have been given... Our bodies are designed. Our bodies are designed for this exact role, for this exact thing. Also, why are there so many men?
Oh my God.
You, as a man,
you've never
God gave you a penis. Mind your business.
You've never had a placenta in your life. And you want to come, but the healthcare professionals are right. Stephen, relax.
Shut your mouth.
Stephen, with your one follower. You're in my DMs talking about, why did you delete my comment? Is it because you're racist?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Get a life, Stephen. Oh my God, these trolls.
Our bodies are designed to do this job. What kind of world are we living in that you lot are crying because I didn't want one injection? The whole point is that, yes, I wanted all the goodness in the placenta to be inside my baby. If you lot wouldn't have done your research, you would know that. And furthermore, it was fucking traumatic to have a woman pull out my placenta like this from inside my uterus, okay? I am not an animal. I am not a cow. I am not an animal on a, that's ready to be butchered, bro. Come on. I didn't want that to happen. You don't need to stop being weird in the comments, okay? Yeah. Stop being weird. And if you're a man and you had a shit day and you thought, let me shit on someone's parade, you know what? Fuck you. And if you're haram police and you're talking about, why are these Muslims swearing? Fuck off. How about that? Fuck off.
Honestly, just block us. Anyways.
But no, we needed to have that rant,
Sorry, I just had to let it out.
It's been itching. I swear, I've been building it up for the last couple of days. I've been itching to have this rant.
I don't know how people do it, man. Well, people with big accounts, I don't know how they do it.
Influencers, how do you lot do it? How do they actually do it?
How do they ignore
studio
comments?
Recording a rant every day.
Bro, we would be literally in here ranting for 2 hours. Nah, that video. But do you know what, To all the good people, thank you. To all the really wonderful people, thank you. And to all the people who actually... So, there were so many people who really have gone through it.
Yeah.
The comments was mad.
Oh, one comment that stuck out to me was this woman that said how they forced the epidural. It's usually the other way around. It's usually the mother saying that she wants the epidural and they say no.
Oh my God.
But she was already almost at 10 centimeters and they gave her the epidural without her even consenting to it. And I was just like, what the hell? You're not even supposed to take the epidural.
You can't even have it
time.
after a certain...
It's crazy.
Do you know... It's crazy. There was a girl in the comments that said something like, they just want to avoid the screams of women in labour or something like that. And I genuinely felt like that because I did all the classes pre labour. I did all the like birthing classes, all the maternity, whatever. Or I did all of the classes the hospital offered. I did all of them. And the lady that was doing it was a doula, and she was like, I work here as a doula, and if I'm ever on shift while you're there, just call out for me, right? And she said at some point you're going to reach a point where you're going to feel like you want to scream or you want to cuss people out or you want to do whatever you feel like you need to do. If that means scream, scream. And don't feel like, oh, I'm going to be disturbing people or I'm going to be a bird. She goes, in that moment, you're not even going to care. She goes, if you need to scream, scream. So in that moment, I needed to scream. So I screamed. Like I screamed. Probably the loudest screams I've ever scrumped in my life. And I felt like they were just trying to shut me up. It's so sad to say that. I felt like I was being a nuisance to them. You would think that somebody who works in a maternity ward, in a labour ward, who hears women screaming all day, you would think eventually they'd get used to it.
No, I'm sure you even knew that's what comes with the job. Like, you know that you're dealing with people who are in labour. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But yeah,
honestly,
that's wild.
There's people who were saying as well about how they didn't consent to sweeps. They were given sweeps without their consent. You know, when we had the midwife on our show, Fatima, she said that's actually sexual assault. Like,
that's intrusion. Like
it's assault. It's sexual assault. You can fully like sue for that. You can actually call the police and be like, I've been assaulted. That's so mad. And you know, if it was just one year, we would be like, oh, that's deep. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So many.
There was so weird. There was so many in that comment. There was so many women in that comment section.
It's so common. And there was a lot of Americans as well.
I couldn't believe it.
About obviously their healthcare system is mad because they have to pay and stuff like that. Like, but they were saying that even if they force certain things on you, you still got to pay that. You still got to pay that. You're still going to get that bill.
That's
crazy.
Mad.
That's crazy.
It would make more sense to force the epidural in America because you pay him for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here,
that's just horrible. She was nearly 10 centimeters.
And
they said to her, I remember the comment. Furthermore, I remember the comment. She said, I said to the lady I didn't want it. And she said to me, but the anesthesiologist is already on his way.
Yeah.
What do you mean? He's on his way. Send him back.
Send him back.
Send him back.
Tell him to turn around and go back to where he
Tell
came
him do
from.
a Yui, bro. Do a Yui on the staircase. Dip. Go back. What do you mean he's already on his way?
So
what?
Go back.
Fuck off.
That's so ridiculous. I swear to God, I would have backhanded her.
Yo.
I swear to God.
And you know what's even more mad? The same idiots that are in our comment section talking shit. You can see all of these other comments.
Yeah.
You've read that it's not just me. Like, there's another lady who said exactly what you experienced, I experienced.
Yeah.
So the exact same situation, the exact same situation as me. So you're telling me like it's a one-off, it's a one thing, you know, like, oh, I must be the one who's, you know, risking my life and gonna hemorrhage and oh my God, I should really listen to the healthcare professionals. There was so many people in that comment section. In Somalia, we have a saying, and the saying is iskahishod, right? Iskahishod. And that means have some shame.
Yeah. There's no shame anymore.
Have some shame before you comment on our comment section talking shit. Have some shame. Reevaluate, deep it, think about it before you open your stinking mouths and type with your dusty, crusty fingers and thumbs.
And on that note, guys.
On that note, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
Oh, darling, thank you for coming.
Thank
for having
you.
me, guys.
It's been such a pleasure. We really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed this episode.
I enjoyed this epised. I know because I know you're in the middle of the whole.
the thick of it.
You're in the
Yes.
thick of that first year.
Literally.
You're gonna be fine.
You'll be alright.
You'll be alright, man.
It will, as it's already got better, it will keep getting better.
Yeah.
Every stage presents a new struggle, and it's just the way that you look at it that determines how you enjoy it or whether you don't enjoy it or not. But when he starts touching things and drawing on walls and, you know, when he starts putting things that are not very nice in his mouth, when he starts doing all of that and starts breaking all your items and touching your makeup and, you know, just being a toddler, just think of it as, whoa, he's really experimenting.
Yeah.
He ain't never been here before.
Yeah.
He's learning something new, you know?
Kids are awesome.
They are awesome, aren't they? They're so wonderful. You'll be all right. But yeah, guys, hope you've enjoyed this episode and our little rant. And like and subscribe. Definitely like and subscribe, because we don't say that often.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Like and subscribe.
Actually subscribe now, because I feel like people just they follow our Instagram and TikTok. We've got thousands of people, but no one's subscribing. So you're watching,
You're here. We know you're here. We see the analytics.
but you're not subscribing. Make it make sense. So if you want to get a notification in your email and you want to be the first to watch it, subscribe
and press the little bell next to it, then you'll be the first one to see us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see you in our next episode. Once again, if you want to be on our once again, if you want to be on our pod, drop us an email. Drop us an email and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And at some point I will get around to creating the Google form that you'll probably be filling out soon. Mum life, and I work mum life. But yeah, give us an email, drop us an email. But yeah, now we're really going. Bye.
Bye.